and welcome live in the episode 171 of UmbraCoffee. Hi, Callum,
Hey,
and hi,
Marcin.
everyone watching. We've been just having some quick chats about this week, about some great and not that great achievements around our development and problems.
Yeah,
It was a tough week, Callum, right?
it was a tough week. It's been a busy week for a number of reasons on my side, both from like development, from personal life stuff, from everything, and then this morning's been chaotic.
Yeah. But thanks, Lee, for having positive achievements from this week, such as haircut or something. some more positive achievements needed to make us.
I did make it on Monday to a pub for the first time.
Oh yeah, I
in
saw.
a
Yeah.
long time. I had it's funny, as I tweeted, the pub is opposite my house, and I can still connect to my home Wi-Fi from the pub. So I guess I'm still working if I'm at the
counts,
pub.
Yeah.
It was good. It was freezing cold though. That's what the picture I tweeted didn't show you. We were freezing our nuts off.
It's internet. Fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
Influencers' lifestyle are mostly looking like that. So yeah, fully understood. But if we're relating to work, drinking beer, having fun, it's good to jump on the topic which kicked off this week and reminded us all about it, which is CodeGarden. CodeGarden opened signups for this year virtual edition. And it's live on Umbraco website. Everyone can sign up. We've seen some confirmations and tweets and see you at CodeGarden messages from various community members and some new people who are right now, I would say, who have more easier way right now to attend the CodeGarden because it's not that challenging. It's not that maybe time and money and efforts consuming like it was previously. So I believe this is going to be a really big one, and yeah, we'll be all enjoying this in the June. And it's free, right? So that's also worth reminding that everyone can participate now.
You mentioned that everyone participating, and that's clearly a very, very big focus for this year's CodeGarden, isn't it? Because a lot of the promotion we've been seeing this week, and I know from this has been the plan. They discussed it with the MVP group as well a short while ago. That this is a fantastic opportunity to reach a far wider audience that wouldn't normally have been able to see CodeGarden. So the See You at CodeGarden and ThisIsCodegarden hashtags are all kind of about promoting the positive experiences that people have had in the past and the real life ones, and hopefully people will see that and see, it's a nice friendly community. It's something that I'd like to get involved in. It's 2 days, it's free, it's online. There's kind of no real reason not to. So that's interesting, and it's really cool to see the kind of nostalgic posts of people saying this is what went down at CodeGarden.
But that's exactly relates to what we were saying here, that it has some challenges because we who participated in at least one or two CodeGardens, we know what it is, we know what the vibes are behind that, and what is the steering wheel of the whole event and the community around that. And it's really hard. It was always hard to translate that to someone who wasn't there. So it's right now it's like important for all of us. I think it's important for all of us who had this pleasure to attend to translate it somehow for someone who might want to visit this event for the first time, who wants to in the new circumstances, of course, but jump in and try to feel this vibe. And yeah, this is CodeGarden hashtag which you've mentioned, and it was getting trending, at least in our community, is really great entry point to make it all more visible. And I saw so many great memories from various people. I didn't realize that Soren, for example, had this haircut, for example. It weren't the times when I was involved in the American community, at least. But yeah, a lot of great memories, a lot of great mentions, and I didn't share any of mine yet. But I have a lot of great memories with CodeGarden, a lot of great pictures as well. And it's great to see some of them here, right?
This week I ended up I had to go and look for some images for just kind of community events, And of course, the Code Garden Flickr and the UK Fest Flickr and all of those things are fantastic places to go and find those. And it just fills me with joy every time I see some of those pictures. I mention this a lot, but the first umbraCoffee we did at Code Garden with Slave. Oh wow, that's an old picture as well. With Slave and Eagle joining us, with Niels joining us. That was all fantastic. Some of the pictures from Bingo, just some of the pictures, just seeing big groups of people standing around, chatting, having a beer.
Runners, the whole initiates.
There's stories behind every single photo that gets shared, and it's just, it's really incredible.
Oh yeah, and boat trips and everything like that. I've right now I think because we know how the Umbraco team and the whole HQ was involved in preparations for the Code Garden. It was the yearly holiday, and right now it's a lot of small things which were there to maybe try to be replicated somehow in the online world, right? Someone mentioned the pre-party, for example. The beer pull request. How is going to be done in the online world right now?
It's a good question. I don't know if it can. I still think I quite like the idea of sending something to HQ anyway that they can enjoy, and we'll have to stay on our own. But there was already talk in the Bristol channel this week of maybe COVID permitting and everything, maybe small, very local groups of 3 or 4 people could meet up and experience virtual Code Garden together and still replicate some of those things that we've loved from prior years. That would be awesome. Oh my, yes.
Oh yeah, great. I need to jump on these albums. So many great memories, and we are all awaiting the times when we will be able to replicate it properly in the way how we've used to. But of course, this year is different. Those 2 years are different. But right now, we had this pleasure to attend the virtual event, and of course, it will be still packed with the knowledge, packed with a lot of great insights from both HQ community members, other speakers, and people who are always crossing the paths between Umbraco and the rest of the world. I'm kind of already awaiting what's going on to be revealed there, because there's always a connection with some new stuff coming from HQ and from visions, further roadmaps and stuff like that. Sign up right now. That's what we can say. Sign up for the list to be up to date with all the announcements, and let's count down. I don't know if ThisIsCodegarden is already updated to count down to the new day.
Question. Who maintains?
Let's check it out.
Is it Jan Skovgaard that maintains?
Yeah, it was Jan. Is it ThisIsCodegarden yet? It was .net or .com. What was that?
.com. It is. It's updated. 40 days. 40. Oh my goodness! It's 40 days till Code Garden. Wow.
Nice. So yeah, it will be quicker than we will than we'll think. So yeah, count down 40 days. It's not that much, and yeah, we are already in the end of the April almost. So
where is this year gone?
Oh damn, I don't know. Speaking about things being gone, Callum, US Festival. US Festival. We've just
that appeared and went, didn't it?
Yeah, I've noticed yesterday that this is happening. I forgot about it completely, and I was off yesterday, traveling to my hometown and back, and yeah, it was there. We tried to contact and reach some people and get some people who maybe attended this event yesterday. So if you are watching us right now, and you've been attending US Festival yesterday, leave a comment and let us know how it was this year, because it had a really good agenda and some great speakers talking about various things. Came, of course, from Umbraco HQ with opening keynote. Some talks about e-commerce and e-commerce solutions delivered with Umbraco as well. Some discussions and chats between various people about the CMS and content managing stuff, DevOps things, a lot of great topics, to be honest. So I'm really curious how it went. So there were some great feedback from the event already shared. So what is interesting, that mostly it was coming from US people, so they were more interested in attending this event, which is also kind of interesting to see that the festival, which is available online and virtually, also reached people who were involved in the US community in the most of the time. So that's great. I'm curious how it went off, and I don't know if the talks were recorded or not, but that's a good
I believe
question.
they were, because a few of them were pre-recorded anyway. So
yeah, that's true.
So I know Paul Marden, for example, posted a picture the other day of him doing his talk. And I think some time zones, like for Emmanuel's talk, maybe wasn't quite right. But they did say on Twitter that they'll be releasing recordings shortly, sometime soon. So hopefully next week sometime we'll see some of that.
That's great. Yeah, and Rafi also said that it was really good. And breakout rooms were again used to kind of divide chats and discussions, which is again great to see this in use. So yeah, more of the success stories behind this. And I don't know if you've noticed that, but it was organized in the US National High Five Day. Coincidence?
Oh, wow.
So yeah, the US has their own high five day. That's an amazing way to celebrate it every year. Another great opportunity to celebrate anything Umbraco related. I don't think it was.
I see a bit of chat going on here between Warren and Ravi saying about the Hoff, which is David Hasselhoff, of course, saying that he joined Umbraco US Fest via something called Cameo, which I only learned about this week. We have a politician here in the UK who said some embarrassing things on Cameo. Basically, Cameo is this website where you can go and pay a celebrity to say anything.
Yeah,
you just give them a message and they'll record a video and send it to you. It's unbelievable. There's everyone you could ever imagine on this website. There's Sarah Palin. There's Carol Baskin. There's Nigel Farage. Like, you can get absolutely anyone, and they pretty much say anything you want.
But Callum, is it AI driven, or it's really people recording this?
It's real. It's real. They'll actually record the message for you. It's amusing. Go and have a look at some of the examples on there. I only discovered it this week, but it seems like they managed to get they managed to get David Hasselhoff and Ravi says Mark McGrath as well. That's
nice. Yeah, I've seen services like that, but I didn't realize that it's getting. There are many of them at this stage, and they were used for fun wishes in the back in the days. So when you were asking someone who to send some wishes for the birthday or something like that.
What has the world come to?
Yes, exactly. Interesting is that it still has a monetization behind the scenes, and all of these celebrities and people who maybe were not able to do their work at the full speed. They are also getting benefits from that, because I believe it's still reached them when it comes to the payouts and stuff like that. So if everyone can benefit from that and have some fun, that's a good purpose. But yeah, interesting to see that coming to the events. Still, this llama or what was the service to invite some animals to the Zoom calls back in the days. So yeah, things like that will pop out, and they will be definitely more used in the events side of the stuff.
Absolutely.
There was also one more event this week in the Umbraco community and around Umbraco community, and it was Azure Snack, organized by the Dutch Umbraco user group. And this week it was about Azure SQL. So another interesting topic. And if you'll be looking on the events which are upcoming next week, there is another Azure Snack organized by the same community, and this will be about Azure networking. So if anyone wants to learn more about Azure services, such as networking in this case, it's going to be happening on April 20th on 4 p.m., 1 hour live stream Azure Snack. And I've seen a lot of promotion done by Microsoft communities as well on Twitter. So hopefully it reached more people than 43 signups already. So also good statistic. And there is upcoming one more meetup upcoming next week. And this is a Glasgow Umbraco meetup organized on 20th April as well. And it will have Shanice and Nick talking about public profile pages and also Umbraco MVPs, if I'm correct. So yeah, good one. At the same day, so 2 in a row for some.
Yeah, we had that this week. Of course, there was the Australian meetup on Wednesday morning our time, Wednesday evening their time, and then we that evening had the Umbraco London meetup where we had a talk about jobs, and there was someone there who had dialed in from India, and it was 11:30 p.m. at the time when he was dialed into our meetup, and he dialed into the Australian one earlier that day too. He'd done both all in one day,
nice.
which is extreme.
Yeah, that's interesting to see, and again, it proves that various times works for various people, and if someone is determined enough to visit meetups, it's always possible. So yeah, let's spread the word about various meetups again. What else we noticed this week? There were signups open for back office community team, and one of the well-known community members shared that the form was submitted by him. It was, of course, Matt Brailsford.
Yeah.
So it's great to see people like Matt joining and signing up for the teams like that, because again, as as we were discussing with Philip and previously, it was like the combination of teams and people in the team is the way to success and succeed as a team. And having community members like Matt is probably going to really help for the HQ and for other people to get most of the back office. And work at vendor probably also here helped in finding the weak spots and maybe all of the problems and issues and challenges for working with back office and extending.
It was last week that we had the back office team on, or parts of the back office team in Mads and Philip on. But as I said then, I think this team will be most successful with a broad mix of people. So someone like Matt, whose interests are building a whole, experience and ecosystem inside the back office. He's also, got very strong JavaScript skills. But compare that to someone who's maybe, only just recently got started building a package, and they've got gripes and things that they would have liked to work better. Equally, someone who's maybe a back-end developer and wants the back office to be approachable and extendable for them too. So we can get a really good mix of people and probably end up with a even more awesome team there. Is there a deadline for when that you need to submit by?
Probably it is, but the form is still open, and as Warren said here as well, it's still open, so everyone can join and submit the form. It's not like it's already fulfilled with the members, and if Matt joined and submitted it, it's closed and no one else can join. No more package creators and community members there. It doesn't work like that. Everyone is still welcome, and everyone can submit their submissions. And I believe that it will be a really challenging. It always is challenging to choose the team members, but the more the merrier probably, and still. It's better to have plenty of choices and plenty of people involved rather than no one submitting because they've seen that someone else submitted.
Of course. April 27th for
April 27th.
For that. So 4 p.m. April 27th is when you have until to apply.
If you are speaking about deadlines, the one of the deadline passed just before we went live here on 12 today. The package award submissions were closed. And it was extended by 1 day, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
And yeah, we've been all spreading this. So hopefully there were a lot of great submissions, and I'm really interested. And I've mentioned it last week or 2 weeks ago that it would be good to see the list of packages submitted by the community members, and how many of them were. It would show the trends and show the popularity of some packages as well.
It definitely would, yeah.
Good. Yeah. So let's await some of the actions after that. But yeah, it was close, so no more input from our side to help package win. But I'm really curious who is going to win this year.
Indeed.
And speaking about releases, we also had some new releases this week. The patch release, which you've mentioned for the forms, went live this week. So 8.7.1 is out and is already available for us to download and upgrade. And there was one more package which really caught my attention. It's called Meta Momentum, and it generates the preview for SEO stuff, so Google preview, search engine preview, social media previews for Facebook, Twitter, cards, and LinkedIn as well. So something what was bundled with the SEO checker as well, but here it's like for the custom properties. So it's good that we can also have benefits from seeing how it will look, and editors will see how it can look on the search engine or
I
after being
assume
shared.
I assume this is all happening locally as well, because there's nothing
Yes.
worse than when you publish a link on, say, Twitter, and then you go, oh, there's a mistake, it's missing an image, whatever.
Oh
But you
yeah.
can't change it. They so aggressively cache all of that data that unless you put a query string or something on the end of the URL to actually break the URL, it just doesn't update for many,
No.
many months, if ever. So this at least gives you a chance to preview it before you go sharing those links.
There are some hacky ways for Facebook as well, at least, of course, using the debugger on Facebook to fetch the new ways, and same with the Twitter cards. But yeah, here it's for the preview, so everyone can explore, see, and check out. That's why I really like the visual representation of these properties, because all the editors, all the people who are especially are working with the campaigns, social ads, for example, and stuff like that, and really relies on how it will look there, will benefit from just working and tweaking it before it gets published, because dealing with it after it's published is more painful for sure. And that's a really great package. And also, Greg and Adrian from our team released a nice library today, which is called Exam and Tweaks. And we've found some issues with big indexes and some really interesting findings of usage of internal indexes and external indexes, for example, in Umbraco installations. And we've decided to turn it into library and basically lighten up some indexes stored still by Umbraco installations. And thanks to some of these tweaks, which are predefined in the package, and everyone can see that it's open source, of course, and available for everyone, we've reduced the size of an indexes on one of our products and solutions from 2 gigabytes to 100 megabytes, if I'm correct, or something like that. And it relieved the whole site to be working and standing up again. So if anyone is dealing with issues,
this is about modifying the internal index to be more efficient. It's not about the public indexes.
Yes, it's for mostly for internal index and external index, so both which are default indexes used by Umbraco, and also to maintain the functionality for internal index for the search in the back office, for example, but maybe getting rid of the properties which are not used anywhere also in the search to get the index more lightweight.
And can we define is there configuration to define which properties are included?
Yes, it is. So
fantastic.
Item types, item stuff. So feedback is always welcome here. If anyone was dealing with issues with internal or external indexes, we are happy to get some more bundled configurations there. But right now it was just for one of the projects, and right now we have an approach that we already making package for that. And if it's something what can help others, let's release it, and hopefully you will, and anyone else will benefit from that as well. And that's from the package side. But we also had some sneak peeks into the future, because some of the community members and Umbraco HQ also team members released some of the previews of the work being done against the V9. And Andy shared the preview of Umbraco Forms working on V9 already in the back office, which is really, really cool.
That's very interesting.
Yeah, so if it's already there, some of the logic, of course, and the package bundling was touched and moved to be supported on the .NET Standard and further versions of Umbraco in general, but it's really getting there. And Andy was the first one, or the first was the Soren, who shared also the doc type grid editor work preview.
That's two very big heavyweight projects that seem to have been updated. It's funny because part of me thinks we've moved away from the grid largely, and therefore doc type grid editor too. And I kind of half wonder if we use Umbraco 9 as the final nail in that, stop using it completely. But there's definitely going to be demand from people, isn't there? It's for a lot longer, whilst there's no suitable replacement for the grid, at least in Umbraco. So it's great to see Soren getting ahead and getting that sorted.
But that's exactly proves that more package creators such as Soren starts to play with Alpha, starts to play with V9 and try to port their packages to be prepared for that, which is good, and I think more and more people will do that. And also it proves that V9 is in the position where it's all more possible and more easy to see even packages like that being already placed in the back office. So
yeah,
I'm sure that more of them will come out in the next days. But yeah, it's great to see that, and big high five for everyone who is just going through this unknown paths after Andy's great blog series and also great other inputs and insights from the community members who are trying to go through these paths as the first people doing that. So yeah, great stuff. And that's from the previous, but also package related and maybe more company related, business related, because vendor announced the partner program, and that was something really cool to see. I saw Matt also was asking, and I was involved in the discussion about the certifications or some exams for. I believe it might be related with the partner program as well. So. I don't know if it's first package, probably first package for Umbraco, first commercial package which is
Marketing Suite
trying
has
to.
got a partner program as well, but it's I've always been a bit confused. I think it's just based on you buying a certain number of licenses, having a certain number of things, whereas this is a little bit more like of a certification. So you're going to be, if you're a registered partner, I believe it's just sign up, accreditation. Accredited partner is you've done a test, you've proved you can build good vendor solutions, and the prestige partner is the kind of top tier of you're pushing vendor to its limits and doing some exciting things.
Yeah, and I think it's worth mentioning because through the years we were also involved in Umbraco partners programs. We had a lot of discussions, changes, migrations, and it's good to see how other people who are not from HQ will set up their programs. Maybe in this case, vendor will also set a new path of accomplishing the partnership in between of the agencies, companies, developers, and products such as vendor. And we were already mentioning vendor multiple times as heavy users recently, but it's good to see things like that. And as Matt proved also, because he tweeted that the day after they announced that he had a
inundated,
inbox full. And again, 49 likes about the inbox being full, and a lot of other people who probably are happy that this program is on place and what it can bring for them. So I really like this kind of thing, and more of that is kind of always helpful to all of us to be sure and ensure that partners, solutions, developers, and people know what to do, know how to do, and also maintainers of the products like vendor and new marketing suite are validating that the solutions which are built by their partners are really using the package how it should be used, and not just installing it and leaving client with issues and causing the bad memories and the bad outputs of the Umbraco journeys. Right?
Yeah, it's certainly important in order to keep the as you say, the image of the product positive, because then you can have a few. We always see this with when people are bashing Umbraco, don't we? That actually the chances are their experience has been on a very bad implementation, and so this is a good way of trying to control that at least.
And they are usually blaming the tool, not the implementation, not the implementations, right? So, and Warren has a question to Matt. We can bring it up. Is e-commerce certification valid for the vendor certification? I didn't realize that, but there were some certifications. I remember that Anders offered some certifications to various team members. So maybe it's an evolution of this program. And some announcement at the end of our list. Owen shared the new community corner with a new community member, Abby, and it highlights the whole journey, some links, some community profiles of the community members highlighted in the series. So it's as we've been saying more than once, it's great to meet people through this series and other series highlighted on Umbraco blogs and community blogs. So if anyone wants to learn more about Abby and be involved and maybe meet some people from the various areas of the world, and if I'm correct, Abby is from India. Yes, unicorns, the founder of Indian unicorns. So yeah, go there, check the story, and also submit some ideas of people who might be worth highlighting in the series like that. So yeah, good to see stories like that. And two things which I placed on the list, which are a little bit outside of Umbraco world, but we've mentioned GitHub Actions a couple times. And right now, there's a new CLI 1.9 version which unlocks the power of GitHub Actions in the terminal. And I think it's
so I can execute a GitHub action from the terminal.
Yes, and from our investigations, it wasn't that ready to be used fully in the past, in the past couple of weeks or months. And right now, it seems like they moved most of the logic, most of the actions, most of the methods to be available in the CLI. So yeah, reruns of the jobs, listing them, and also triggering specific workflows. Or watching the progress of specific actions in the CLI can help us bundle them again back into some more CI tools, CD tools, and stuff like that. So yeah, again, CLI all the things, and here even GitHub's provides the CLI for their actions, which are already kind of bundled in the command line stuff and command line world. So more of the things like that will probably be more popular in the next months. So I found it useful for all of us to get to know the things like that and explore, basically. And same with the other topic which I placed on the list. As a huge fan of the performance, I was attending a lot of events organized by this trio called .NETers. This is the trio of the Microsoft MVPs, also great developers who are performance oriented and focused. And this year, again, it's hard to say thanks to the COVID restrictions, but because of the COVID restrictions, the event turned out to be online. And again, 100% free online edition, which is going to happen in October. And I believe that this is a benefit for all of us because, as I said, I've attended some of these events. Some great speakers were already and always doing great talks there. And this year we had, for example, David Fowler, Jared Person, Adam Furman, who is also great speaker and also great developer, Kevin Goose, and some of speakers who are not announced yet. And yeah, as I said, it's available online, available for free, and it's full in English. So everyone can benefit from that and learn about .NET performance, which is a hot topic. And I remember some of the discussions with Umbraco HQ members that they were planning to visit Poland to visit this event. So right now it doesn't require any traveling. And I hope that some of the Umbraco team members, also other team members, also various other developers from our community might benefit from this knowledge. And yeah, just to shoot out about it and say high five to the .NETers team for making this decision and making it available for more people than it was before. And that's it on our list. I don't know if I missed anything.
There was one more. I put it in the chat for you, Marcin. So there is a new hire at Umbraco HQ, a new member of the Coma team, Magical Michaela, who yeah, they posted that blog post just a short while ago.
And we are just proving that we are live. It's not recorded. So this is a series which Umbraco shares when the new hire is happening. And Magical Michaela. Yeah, link will be, of course, under our video. We are doing this even if we're not meeting the deadlines and not meeting the times on some of the blogs. Always the most up-to-date list of the links fulfilled with some side jumps to some topics which are sometimes popping out during the discussion. They're always down the video, so you might be sure that the most recent topics and the most recent links to not let you search through them and investigate all of the social medias and blogs and just follow after the episode. They are there. So yeah, that's all then. If we missed anything, of course, let us know, and we'll put it to this link list. And yeah, as usual, like, subscribe, share to friends, family, and everyone who can help us reach more people with the next news, which will be shared, of course, on the next Friday.
Of course.
Oh, and Ravi bought us
Yeah,
a
Ravi,
coffee.
thank you very much. Ravi's bought us a coffee today during today's episode. We really appreciate it. Coffee
Thanks,
or
Ravi.
donuts slash, whatever. But
We'll translate it to the output, but we don't know what the output will be yet. But thanks, Ravi, and thanks everyone for watching us today. And as usual, yeah, see each other on the next Friday. And please share your work with all of us. We will find you and we'll invite you to
we will
umbraCoffee.
find you, and we will make you share your work on umbraCoffee.
Exactly. Share your work. Do more cool Umbraco and community stuff. And yeah, see each other on the next Friday. Have a great day and the weekend.